The Air Force Falcons gave it a valiant effort, but they lose 74-58 to the 7th-ranked Colorado Buffaloes this afternoon at Clune Arena. I'm Brian German alongside Gene Parker. And Gene, I think I come away impressed, as I said at the end there, with both teams. I'm impressed with Air Force. They played tough. They were undermanned, outmanned all day long, but they still were in this game. Played to the very last second, as we saw, knocking the ball out with 2 seconds left. But CU just as impressive that they didn't take Air Force lightly.
Yeah, we kept talking about CU scout, how they scouted every single player on Air Force, and Air Force didn't give up. And like we said, this is going to be a great teaching moment for Coach G, not only as a team as a whole, but for each individual to look across the court and say, hey, you can be that Colorado player if you make these minor adjustments.
Absolutely. And if you look at the stats, the thing that beat the Air Force Falcons in this game was the points in the paint. They had 40 points in the paint, the CU Buffs did, and they ended up shooting 47.6%, right around what they averaged. They averaged almost 50%, and then rebounds. That really killed Air Force today.
Yeah, and now you see why they almost average 49% from for field goal percentage, because they just take solid shots on the inside, but they were also shooting pretty well from three-point land as well. So that's pretty tough to beat when you're shooting 47% from the field and then 40% from the three-point line.
And Air Force caused 21 turnovers from this Buff team, which I think Coach Gobrecht can take in there and say, hey, look, our pressure defense, we can make anybody turn the ball over, and they did. They just didn't make enough shots, 33%. And one young lady who had a rough time of it today, just 4 of 15, was Milani Perry's. We'll take a look at some of the highlights. Milani got it going late in this game, but she ended up with 12 points, but man, she is tough.
And she just kept going after it. She knew she could create, didn't go away from it. As you can see, almost all these highlights, she's going to be taking people off the dribble. And I think if you're Milani Perry, you're leaving this game with confidence, because you know you can go up against, as you said, a highly ranked team, get good shots up. They may not have been falling today, but you can create for your teammates and for yourself. And
Taylor Britt ended up with a career day for herself. She had 13 points. That's a career high. She also had 7 rebounds in this basketball game on 6 of 10 shooting. Taylor Britt had a good game.
And Taylor Britt being at the right place at the right time, kind of the opposite of Milani Perry. She's not creating off the dribble, but she's just creating for herself by making the right reads and making 1 to 2 dribbles and getting shots up.
For CU, it was all about Frida Foreman. She ended up with 23 points in this game. 5 of 9 from 3 and a nice backdoor cut there.
Yeah, and her teammates did an excellent job getting her open for those 3-point shots. As you can see here, setting screens, and she does a good job of having the spacing and had an excellent shooting night tonight.
Oh, she certainly did. And also for CU, besides Foreman banging the 3 there, was Sarah Rose Smith, the senior player, and she's a tall, longer player. You know, you expected to talk about Miller and Vonleh, but it was Smith today for CU.
Yeah, and she kind of did it all, taking players off the dribble, and was doing a good job of kind of being the floor general out there and driving that offense and taking advantage where she could against the Air Force defense.
Certainly did. So the Colorado Buffaloes now move to 8-1 on the season with the win over the Falcons. The Falcons fall to 4-4, but I think some good lessons learned, Gene, and we'll be back here on Tuesday as the Falcons will take on UCCS. And we hope to see them just, learn from this game and get better.
Yeah, and probably watch a lot of film and just take one thing they can change from this game and apply it to the next game. And I think we'll see, a complete 180 from them.
If they continue to force people into turnovers and just shoot the ball a little bit better, this would have been a heck of a different game today.
Definitely.
So for Gene Parker and our entire Falcon Vision crew, all the camera guys, the replay guy, and yes, even you, Rob Parrish, the director, thank you for your work today. The Falcons lose it. We'll be back here on Tuesday for another game. The Air Force Falcons take on UCCS. We'll see you then right here on the Mountain West Network.